Now, for more on this, we are being joined by Tariffs Jones from Claremont, California. He's a journalist and lecturer at Claremont McKenna College. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me start by asking you that Trump has said that Trump's tariff is a violation of FTA. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, he is certainly, his administration is certain to be faced with lawsuits from various quarters, associations and corporations to try to strike these tariffs down, because it's not clear that they fall within the legal structure of what's permissible in the United States. In his previous administration, when President Trump initiated such tariffs, he went through Congress and through laws which required extensive negotiation study and impact analysis. With this Emergency Powers Act, he doesn't need to do that. And so there are many who think that he's acting overly unilaterally. And so he is likely to face challenges, and it's possible that his executive actions could be struck down through legal action.
Right. And it's also interesting to note that Trudeau has also appeared to the Americans directly on the tariff war. How are the Americans viewing this tariff war, and when it is already known and admitted that there will be impact felt by the Americans as well?
Americans are conscious of goods that originate in China. The country is really flooded with them, to some extent from Mexico, but not a high awareness of things that come from Canada, namely like lumber and energy, all the way down to maple syrup and smaller, more niche items. And so it's not really an American sense of a sense of, oh, this is happening to Canada and therefore it's going to be bad for us, with the exception of those in the northern United States who live along the border and who get their energy, a lot of their gasoline and the oil coming in, from Canada. And so they're the ones who are likely to feel the brunt of this energy action more. So but I think many are bewildered also because Canada and Mexico see this as sort of a betrayal of the close border relationship the United States has long had with these two countries, which share long borders, and they are neighbors which make up North America. And so there's, I think, a feeling that, well, are these really the countries that the American administration should go after?
Indeed. And now China has already reacted and said that there's no winner in the trade war. But how is Trump winning this trade war then? What are your views on that?
Well, it's I'm not sure that she's feeling that she could go for a win. I think she would like a resolution. The Mexican government and the exporters would certainly like a resolution to this. I think that it will be kind of like in the first Trump administration, where Trump also imposed tariffs on Mexico for not doing enough about immigration, and then Mexico made concessions and the tariffs went away. And I think that she's probably strategizing, rather than what can we do to retaliate, is how can we negotiate these down and away through measures that we can do that still saves honor on our part.
Right, Mr. Jones, that leads me to my last question. According to you, how is it going to impact all the other states now that the tariff has just been imposed on Mexico, Canada and China? But I'm sure that there would be global implications. And how are they going to spell for the rest of the world?
Well, the difference between Canada and Mexico and the rest of the world, including China, is that those two countries rely and depend on the United States economy very heavily for a lot of their exports. China exports a lot to the United States, of course, but quite a bit elsewhere. And so I think the rest of the world, in particular the EU, which has also said that we'll be ready to retaliate with sanctions if the United States imposes sanctions on us, which Donald Trump said today that he would, that the rest of the world, I think, is waiting to see in the next 3-4 days, a week, what actually happens, because there's a good chance that there will be some kind of settlement. I think all parties are looking for to end a trade war or to avert a trade war, but to save face at the same time. So there's a good chance that these tariffs could be rather short-lived, in which case the EU and other trading partners would breathe a big sigh of relief.
Right. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Jones. We really appreciate you taking out the time and sharing your thoughts with us.
Happy to be with you.